myself. So, yeah, it's a great organization. Some pretty famous people, were members. To mention one, Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth was a member as well. And I think, I think Roosevelt was one too. I think it goes way back. It was it was a gentleman's organization. It was a drinking organization way back when, and it was called the Happy Corks. The Happy Corks was the first name that they had, and then it was changed over to the Elks. How about that?
How about that? You never know what you'll learn on ham radio. Well, Uncle Paul, why don't you go get some more chicken?
Sounds good to me. All right, there was a contact out there. Come on, contact.
Yeah, W2GIO.
W2GIO. Good evening. Nice signal.
Yeah, I wanted to get hold of the media guy. I've heard him on here, and my name is Frank. I'm up in Fishkill, New York. But my question, let's see, Helen, what was your name again?
My name is Paul, Papa Alpha Union Lima.
ELS, Victor Lima Sierra. EDFPA, everybody's hometown.
Okay, all right, great. Well, my question is, I lived in Philadelphia, and we used to go with a bunch of gallon jugs out to Media, Pennsylvania, and there was a spring that apparently somebody ran some pipe up the mountain to, and this spring ran continuously, and people would come from all over to fill to get good water because the water in Philadelphia was so bad. So I was wondering if that's still in operation. Would you know?
I absolutely know, and I used to drink the water. That's, if you saw how ugly I was, you could blame it on the spring one now. He gave me my good looks, actually. That was called the Black Hawk Spring. And I'm surprised you knew about it, although people came from all over. That was on Barron Road in Middletown, which is Media Post Office, just outside of the borough of Media. And it ran, freely, and people brought these big water jugs and everything. And I used to do the same thing. And then they always, the governmental agency, whichever it was, the health or something, said that it was the water had fecal matter in it from animals, really, not from humans, but from deer and other animals. It was, it was out in the woods, place, and they closed it down. So I guess it was a natural spring. I'm sure the natural spring is still going, but the water taps that we all used that were there are closed off. In fact, I've driven by there, and you can't even tell that it once had that. I would estimate that it's been closed for 20 years. Back to you.
Yeah. Well, I was I left Philadelphia in 1968 to come up here and work for IBM. But before that, for many years in Philadelphia, we would fill up my father's Packard with like 50 jugs from apple cider and gallon jugs, and man, we were rich, So yeah, that was quite the scene, getting all those jugs filled up. But it ran so fast, it was like, man, you just put the jug under there, and next thing you know, you bring the next one out. So it was really good. And the other thing is, I think out in Media, is your call the original call?
Mine is a vanity call. No, I had a different call that the FCC gave me, and I've had this vanity call for about 10 years. K3 Victor Lima Sierra.
Okay, but that call was that original call was roughly in the time frame that I got my K3 call back in Philadelphia. I was K3 RSX, and one of my buddies that lived up the street, that was also in my high school radio club, was K3 VTB, oh wait a minute, K3V, oh boy, anyhow, it was a K3V call. That was the original call. And that was probably like in 63, 64 maybe, something like that. I think probably like 64. Anyhow, yeah, and also there's a fella that has that was in we had a teenage radio club in West Philly called Arctics. And there was a fella that now has been making high-end audio preamplifiers over there in media. And all those amplifiers are red, and I think his name is Doug, but I'm trying to I know his old call, but I think he's got a new call. But do you know who that is?
No, I don't know who that is on the amplifiers. I've met a guy once. He was a German fellow who made some real high-end stuff, amplifiers. But I only met him once quickly. So you grew up in West Philly? I actually grew up in Springfield, one town over from Media, and now I live in Media. But where were you in West Philly that you lived?
Yeah, 57th in Baltimore, and I went to Catholic High School for boys.
Oh yeah, that was a big school. Still is a big school. But you know, the kids up where I live went to either Bonner, Senior Bonner, or Cardinal O'Hara, and that was still in the 60s. I went to Springfield High School at the 69, and then I went to Villanova and Villanova Law School. So I got to see a lot of West Catholic guys at Villanova.
Okay, well, it's nice that they let him in. Yeah, okay, I remember the guy that has this business is Fern, F-E-R-N. And if you look up, you probably can find it on the internet real easy, but he actually manufactures these preamps over there in Media. And we were in this, we were teenagers in the radio club together way back in the mid-60s, back in West Philadelphia. We had some folks some adults that were like our mentors, and some of them were from Mobile Sixes, and some of them were from Philmont Club. So, they treated us pretty good as kids. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. Well, really, I liked your comment about West Philly. Yeah, we reluctantly let them into Villanova. Reluctantly.
Yeah. That was kind of like a high standard, and the kids would apply, and take the exam, and maybe one or two out of the whole gang would qualify to go there. So, that left me out. So at any rate, yeah, I graduated West in 1965.
I see. I'm a 1969 graduate of Springfield, Springfield, Delaware County. The one next to Media, between Media and Clifton Heights, let's say. Well, I don't want to hog this. We have this net, and I'm so glad that you reminisced with me. I haven't thought about the Black Hawk Spring in a long time, but that was a great little place, and it was dangerous. It was nice. It was in the middle of nowhere, and a windy, hilly road that. If you didn't pull over, it was hard to pull over. If you didn't pull over, you could get hit because traffic flew on that road. But Uncle Paul is running our net, and I don't recognize you from your call, W2GIO, that you've been in our net. But boy, you sound like you've got some things to add and help. So why don't you stick around and come back to our net in the future? And we're here every night, 10 to 11, give or take. And a guy named Mal, MC4L, no charge for ladies, runs it out of South Florida, Hollywood, Florida. So it's really been a pleasure chatting with you. I'm going to send this back to Uncle Paul, who's subbing as our leader tonight.
Okay. Very good, guys. Just want to make sure I had it. Very good, guys. Thank you for being able to walk with you guys down memory lane. Enough of that. Frank, as you can tell, it's a fun net.